You're welcome to the Naija Filmmaker, a podcast about Nigerian filmmakers, their films, and how we can build a diverse and functional industry. I'm your host, Sele.
On this episode, I'll talk about a few things to consider when planning distribution for your film. If you're a new listener, you're welcome and I hope you enjoy. Film distribution is the marketing and delivery of films to the general public. This can be through cinemas, online streaming platforms, or TV. And most times when filmmakers think about distribution, they only think of the cinemas and TV station, but there are a lot of options for filmmakers to consider, even during the planning phase for their films. Ideally, a film is a product and you should know the target market you're creating this film for. So even from the development stage, a production should have a good idea about the distribution channels that they're going to explore for the film. You shouldn't be creating something and then going to market to find out if there's an audience for it. You should know where your audience are, whether they're on TV, whether they're on YouTube, whether they're at the cinema, before you start making the film, because this will help you in a case of raising funding and also to give you clarity throughout the whole project. So in a perfect world, you're supposed to figure out distribution for your film even before you make it, but because Nigeria is a relatively young movie industry, most distributors are not necessarily interested in projects at the development stage. They want to see a finished film. For film distributors that don't do theatrical distribution, I would say they need to improve their visibility. Perhaps they can attend film festivals, get familiar with the filmmakers, partner with the festivals and get a bit of visibility. I feel opening up this distribution space opens up the possibilities to really exploit distribution that doesn't have to do with theatrical releases. So I'm talking hotels, airlines, streamers, TV, premium VOD, and the rest. There are deals that kind of involve all rights distribution. So the distribution company essentially want to distribute your film to cinemas, to streaming services, to airlines and TV. So this is the one that covers everything. It basically covers all forms of distribution. And then there's the distribution deals that deal with select rights. So a company might just be interested in distributing a film to cinemas or to streamers or to the airlines. And it's important to take note of these terminologies when you're going through distribution deals. It's always advisable to have a lawyer that looks through these deals for you. Another thing that you should look out for in distribution deals is the territory that the company are proposing to distribute in. So territories are essentially countries or geographical areas that an acquiring company wishes to exploit your property, which is a film, within. Examples of territories are Benelux. So Benelux is Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. We have United Kingdom and Ireland. We have Scandinavia. We have Middle East and North Africa. And then we have the rest of Africa. So always look at these deals properly to know what the specific rights that this company wants to negotiate for, so that you ask for the right amount of money. When it comes to working with online streamers, one thing you should look out for is whether it's an exclusive or non-exclusive deal. If it's exclusive, that means the streamer doesn't want any other streamer to have that content. Another way of exploring this is breaking up the territories that you give a particular streamer your rights for. So for example, you can give HBO Max the rights to North America, and then you can give Netflix the rights to Europe and Africa. So based on your plans for the film, where you think your audience are, you can always carefully look through these distribution deals to fully explore the potential of Nigerian or African filmmakers selling their content. I feel we need to expand the current network of festivals we have in the country. Right now, most of it is in Lagos, which is not a bad thing, but um, I guess what we can do is, as a country or as an industry, is you know have other festivals pop up around the country and spread out across the year, so that you know these distributors can plan it as a yearly event, that they go to these festivals to see films and look to possibly buy content. Shout out to the two newest film festivals in Nigeria. That's the annual Film Chief and Sorrow 16 Film Festival. Another thing that we could look at having, particularly in Nigeria, is a film market. So right now, like examples of film markets, we have AFM, American Film Market, which happens in Santa Monica, and then the European Film Market, which happens in Berlin. And then yeah, we have the Durban Film Mart. Film markets are particularly set up for distributors and networks to, go listen to pitches, sell, finance, and acquire films essentially. So this would be the perfect place for filmmakers to take their films to. If there's merit to a film, the relevant networks can strike distribution deals and acquire in order for the films to reach a wider audience. Because what is happening right now is that everybody that is making films wants to go to the cinema, and the reality is that not all films are made for cinema. So if we're able to open up all these other options, then we can, realistically have a more robust release window for content in Nigeria. So, talking about revenue streams and release window for films, I'll be going through a list of them. This information is not meant to be exhaustive. You can always, go and do extra research, but I'll just be highlighting a few that you might not have known about. So, the first one I'll say is Ultra Video on Demand, UVOD. Essentially, Ultra Video on Demand is when you release a film weeks to its theatrical run, so you can really sell your film for premium bucks. This would work for filmmakers or companies that have a network of fans that they can directly market this exclusive release to. And you're already taking off the pressure of raking in all this money from cinemas. So Ultra Video on Demand is something you could look into. I haven't heard that any film has done it in Nigeria. You can always explore. If you don't try, you never know what could happen. The next one, of course, is theatrical. So this is cinema. I'm sure you pretty much know what you need to know about cinema releases. The next one is premium video on demand. So this is when you make your film available digitally for a rental price, and this premium VOD could be happening on the same day of your cinema release. So I'd say in the current Nigerian setup, it could work. It could work with, let's say, something like DSTV box office. So you strike a deal with DSTV to make your film available on the box office for a particular price. So if going to the cinema is going to be an issue for your core audience, you can also provide this other one. The next one is non-theatrical. So providing your films for airlines, hotels, ships, and schools. This is another revenue stream that is often overlooked. The next one is digital high definition. So this is when you make your film available on iTunes or Amazon. So again, people have to rent or possibly buy and own a copy. The next one is DVD. Of course, DVD is on a steady decline, but people still buy DVDs, so you can make a few copies available for your DVD sale. The next one I'll talk about is pay TV. Again, pay TV is similar to premium VOD, where there's a paywall that people have to pay to access this content. Again, it can be made available at hotels, particularly, where interested parties can pay extra to watch your film. And now going to a very popular option right now is subscription video on demand, SVOD, which is what Netflix and Amazon Prime are doing. A lot of people are catching on to these options in Nigeria. We particularly have a lot of subscription video on demand services, indigenous services in Nigeria. I don't know if it's a good thing, having that many. What could help the industry is these networks or companies also commissioning original projects. Oh, I also forgot, Showmax is one of them. Yeah, so that is subscription video on demand for you. Another revenue stream is AVOD, so that's ad-supported video on demand. A perfect example of ad-supported video on demand is YouTube. So basically, you're making your film available, but this is supported by you placing ads across the whole film. So you can also kind of raise some money. So again, these are different revenue streams. You need to really be honest with your film, because it does nobody good where everybody takes their film to cinemas and everybody doesn't make substantial figures. So just analyze your strengths as a company, as a project, and do what's necessary. Try and do this before you make the film. Just some final tips before I end this episode. I would say always get a lawyer before you go in to negotiate distribution deals. And even as you're getting a lawyer, you need to get a lawyer that is familiar with the entertainment industry and has worked on several cases. Things you need to agree with your lawyer beforehand are standard deal terms, such as the duration, the territories, whether you want an exclusive deal. I would say I wish you the best. I feel Nigerian filmmakers can make a lot of money over the course of the lifetime of their film, but you need to consider your options properly and really be honest. A few things to note is all media devalues over time, so you want to really be on top of it once you're finished post-production for your film.
We have come to the end of this episode. Remember to rate and review the podcast. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Sele Film, and the podcast at the Naija Film Pod to share your feedback. You can now support the podcast by visiting the website to donate. See you on the next episode. Have a good one.